I'm wanting to do a mixed metals look, but I want to brighten up my brow bone. So I'm just taking a little bit of my NARS pot concealer here. We're gonna do a warm base, but I wanted my brow bone just to have a little bit more of a pop. Now I'm just gonna take a clear base. I'm just gonna put it on the back of my hand. Actually squeezed out some. That's probably too much, but we'll be good. So we have it here, and I'm just going to paint this on. I probably still need to thin it out. And by thin it out, I know this is tedious. We could have just grabbed it with this brush if you don't want to grab two brushes, but it is so important, even when a base is clear, to get it so thin across the skin. I don't dislike these, but I don't think that they're revolutionary. This is the new MAC. Basically, they're multi-use. This shade is Hodgepodge, and like I said, I like it, but I just don't know if this is shade Hodgepodge, if it's just something that I didn't already have. That's a good way to put it. So maybe if you don't have liquid shadows, these are a fun option because there are a lot of more neutrals in different undertones. So I really appreciate that, but I kind of already had this. And if you're going, Rose, why are you using it? I'm still testing it out and seeing. It performs beautifully. It does dry down very quickly. That can be a little bit more difficult to master, but I pretty much already had this with other things because I have all the Armani liquid shadows, About Face, Hard Candy, Danessa Myricks. So if you already have one of those, maybe skip. I actually have the original mixing liquid. Think of this as a kind of an activator. I believe this is discontinued, but Maron and many pro brands have it. If you want to know about it, just tell me, I'll let you know. But this really sticky wet base should be enough. I'm actually going to start with the silver. My brush is dry, but like I said, these are wildly pigmented even without the liquid. Look how pretty that is. So that's going to go on our inner corner. Oh, the C30's back, which I'm very excited about. I have Sheila. Ooh, Sheila got a bath. She smells good. So next shade, I'm just going to keep it pretty bright. We're gonna grab that one, paint that on. These are such good metals, my friends. They were some of my favorite. And if you're wondering why I stopped using it, I'm pretty sure it got discontinued or it was out of stock for a very long time. So then when things are out of stock and hard to get, they're not as fun to do tutorials with because I don't wanna use things that nobody has or can get anymore. But sometimes I bring them out of retirement like this. This color right here is absolutely gorgeous. If you have blue or green eyes, this color right here is going to be gorgeous on you. It's very orange, so it's opposite blue on the color wheel. Complementary colors. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty. We're gonna use this more rose gold shade over here. I'm just really loading up the brush so I can just paint it on. Isn't that pretty on the outer part? And then we'll use this shade in just a second. We're gonna put that underneath here because why not? Just painting, y'all. This color is very pretty. Then I'll switch to an E27 and I'll just grab the silver, feather it over that way, grab the gold. I'm wiping the brush in between, friends. Feather it this way. And I'm even gonna start to feather them upwards a little bit. Just a little bit. The fluffier the brush, the more diffuse the application, especially when I'm picking up smaller amounts. And then using these little feather-like strokes and holding the brush very far back. That way we don't deposit too much pigment. I know that sounds a little tedious, but I mean, I have a lot of people that not only just do makeup on themselves, but we have a lot of artists here, and I always like to think about even how I'm holding the brush, the movement. That's stuff that I wanted to know. I got a hair. Let's do a matching waterline too. So we're gonna start with the silver towards the front, okay? Then I thought, well, we might as well add the gold since I already have it in the center. And then I had this shade from Urban Decay. This is shade Lucky. Now I'm not gonna do the rose gold. I didn't have that. I gave up on that dream, but I'm pretty happy with this tri-colored waterline. I have some Duo Line It Lash It on my lash line. And then we'll do Ardell 424s. I feel like these are very, very easy to apply because that lash band is so tiny and non-existent. I still need to make these lash applicators though, because I feel that this is one of the reasons lashes are really easy to apply. These are a Rosendon Beauty prototype that I have. I think they still have the sticker part of it. But I kind of want to tweak them just a little bit more. I want to make them for us. Because I did try to put lashes on. I forgot these. And I tried to put lashes on the other day without them. And remember, the trick here is to not make this look blended like what we would do on top of foundation. I want you to not be afraid of how this is looking right now. It's really about just getting it nice and flat. And the brush really does the work for you. Minutes for a minute. I say that because I own the brush company. So I always try to be very, very mindful of how much I yab about them. I'm done for now. I'm even going to warm up my nose. This shade is definitely not a contour, but there is, I talked about this in the last video, which it'll be linked. Even though those products aren't drugstore, you could still take what I mentioned in that video and apply it to exactly what we're doing here with these products. I've definitely taught this before, but if I use this is the same bronzer, minus the cat hair. If I use this on a fluffier brush, I can actually get away with using this as a corrector. It's the perfect shade of kind of peach for the blue that's underneath my eyes. So now we've already got that covered, pun intended, and we can hop over to our under brightener. This is the LA Girl Pink Brightener. They have a peach brightener or a peach corrector as well. But also when I say brightener corrector, this is technically a brightener for what I'm doing. I don't have green underneath my eyes. So when you use pink, depending on, I think we just need a whole nother video. So in this case, is to keep this a little less confusing, pink is our brightener. But I still needed the balance from the peach underneath, or this could just turn gray. But I think we need a video on when it's a brightener and when it's a corrector. So we're just gonna get this nice and placed. Just do this anywhere that you like to brighten. And remember, this is getting covered, so don't be frightened. So I'm just gonna keep this running. I think I can grab more for my chin. I don't need as much there. Here we go. We're still gonna flatten this out with the brush, the other one, C43. But we gotta place it first. And then, for fun, I'll just go to about right there just to shape it a little bit. This is one of my favorite drugstore foundations. I think C3 is gonna match me today. Imagine hating me and I'm just in my room like this. Some of y'all might not know, but it's a funny little TikTok trend. It always makes me laugh. And this reminded me of that. Okay, we're gonna get this nice and thin. Isn't that fun? And if you're wondering why I don't need any kind of peach here, the corrector is really correcting anything that's receding inward, like our eyes. You know how our eyes kind of sit further back? That's why we just needed to correct there and not worry too much here. Now, sometimes on different skin tones, we do need to add a little bit of warmth underneath, but I also might not go quite as bright in the areas that I know needed the corrector, like say around the mouth. I'm a little scared of it. I'm gonna take this bright lavender because I wanna lighten it and correct the yellow. So I always like to tell you what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. That's better. Woo! I wasn't sure about that, friends. I just was not sure about it. All right, so remember, we're gonna go around. The contrast is still gonna look odd because of how the bronzer is, so don't be afraid when you go to put your foundation on top that it looks a little off because it's fighting with all of the colors that are on our face right now. Don't be frightened, but I just already knew that that was gonna be too dark and a little too yellow, which I'm sure a lot of you are practicing and learning that about yourself right now. Now let's watch the magic that is underpainting. See how that's flowing so nicely now? Yeah. I'm just gonna let this run so you can see. Notice that I'm going around the bronze part. We're still gonna do a little bit of concealer. I think in the last one I didn't. I think I want to in this one just for funsies. It's not always needed, but sometimes it is. Okay. And then go on top of the bronzer. See how it's not turning gray? I'm telling you that luminous formula just underpaints so beautifully. That L'Oreal bronzer stick. Woo, look at that. To our forehead. And you could actually put less foundation where you put the pink or your brightener, whatever brightener you choose, whether that be the peach, the yellow, or something just in your skin tone range, just lighter. That looks quite delightful. And I'm just gonna take my C32 around these harder to reach areas. Whatever's on here is on here at this point. I'm not adding more product. Just trying to get into these really hard to reach areas. And I'm just gonna do a little bit of this Essence Silky Blur Concealer. I love this concealer. This is probably my favorite affordable concealer. It is 𝗕𝗘𝗧𝗬. All right, we got our C32 ready. And then I'm just gonna, everywhere else has enough coverage. I just still wanted just a little bit more underneath my eye. And don't be afraid of layering because what we got going on here, these brushes are getting them so thin and they're just stretching the pigment. That's something I really wanted when it came to the fibers. I wanted something that could get things very thin and make sure that the pigment was stretched to its limits. That's why I really like thin and pigmented products, because you wind up wearing less. Correct me if I'm mistaken, as long as you do it kindly. Pretty sure that this is a baked formula, okay? I have everything here still really nice and wet. If you apply a baked formula on top of wet foundation, it looks fantastic. I don't know if you know this, most of us might by now, but baked formulas were once in a wet state, so they go on top of wet foundation and wet concealer so much more smoothly. I even find that sometimes when I try to apply them on set makeup, that they become a little gray, a little dull, but they don't if you put it on top of the wet foundation. If we're doing drugstore powder, I do love the LA Girl one. I also like the net in here because I can shake this out and get quite a bit out of there, but I can go ahead and even it out on the net. I like for things to be very even on my puffs, brushes, everything, if you haven't noticed. I'm gonna go back in here, give that a little tap, because all my yapping, this could be settling into the fine lines. And then we'll just go ahead and give this a nice little set. Isn't that pretty and brightening? The shade is Soft Pink from LA Girl. It's my favorite affordable pink powder. Let's go back in with Hodgepodge. That's that liquid, I want to say shadow, but multi-use liquid's a better way to put it, because you could use this for bronzer. But I feel like we could do that with a lot of different eyeshadow formulas. That's why I say I'm still not convinced. I don't dislike it, but I feel like I already had it. Now I'm using Maybelline Lifter Lip Liner in Fine Line. And I'm going ahead and just using this as lipstick too. And if you see sparkles on my lips, that's because I was testing something to see if I wanted to use it. And I thought we could get wild and top it with MAC Bronze Shimmer. But I'm just gonna do some little pulls because we could get it here. Okay, it gets real pigmented. Ooh, that's pretty. But I'm just doing some little bronzy taps. All right, my friends, this is our finished look. I hope that you enjoyed my mixed metals look. I've done this before, but not with this palette. And I just checked, this thing is still available. This is probably one of my favorite metallic palettes of all time. It is so delightful and so well thought out. It comes with a spatula. I've lost that along the way. This is definitely pretty much expired. No judgment, but I still have it and I love it and I use it. I had it from the original launch when Mario originally launched the brand. So wow. Ooh, maybe she's a little sleepy. I might go buy a new one. I love you so much. Thank you for watching these longer tutorials. I hope that you enjoyed it. And until the next video, bye for now.